In this task, we are writing the correct preterite verb form in each gap to complete the sentence. So we need to focus on grammar, but also meaning. So our sentences need to make sense grammatically and also logically. They need to be sensible. So I'm going to start with question I. And I think question I is quite challenging. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that one until last, and I'm going to go straight on to question II. And that's something that you can absolutely do in class or in the exam, because often once you've done the other tasks, you might just be left with one correct answer, or you might gain information or context or vocabulary which helps you to answer the question that you missed out. So there is absolutely no problem in missing out a question if you look at it and think that it's quite challenging. So I'm going to go straight to the second question, and I'm going to identify a keyword which will help me to choose the correct verb. And we can see hopefully straight away here that the keyword or the key phrase is partidos de fútbol, so football matches, 2 football matches. What do you do with a football match? Well, perhaps you could watch it, but I'm going to go for jugué, which means I played. So I played 2 football games, and then we can see the rest of the sentence. And now I got very tired. So that makes sense. You were playing it rather than watching it. So I'm going to cross that word out from our options at the top because we've used it and we can't use it again. The next question is to do with muchas fotos. So what do you do with photos? Well, you take them. However, we know that in Spanish the word tomar means to take, but it doesn't in the context of photos, and you can see that it's not on the list anyway. In the context of taking photos, you need the verb saqué. I took lots of photos at my sister's wedding. The next question, we have the word or the phrase de vacaciones, on holiday. So what do you do on holiday? You go on holiday. So last month I went on holiday to Málaga con mi familia, with my family. Fui de vacaciones. That might be one of those phrases that you just know off by heart because you've used it so often. Fui de vacaciones. Next question refers to una película, a film. Well, what do you do with a film? We've not got many options left, but the logical one anyway would be watched. So last night I watched a film, vi. I watched a great film on telly. In our last sentence, the key word or phrase here is un bocadillo, a sandwich. So what do you do with a sandwich? Well, you could eat it, but that's not one of our options from the list. So we're going to go with hice. I made a sandwich because I was very hungry. Now let's go back to the first question. We can see that we've only got one option left, estuve. I was. So let's see if that fits, because even though we've only got one option left, we may have made a mistake along the way. So it's always really important to check that it does actually fit. Estuve. Siento que yo no estuve cuando tú viniste a casa. I'm sorry that I wasn't there when you came home. It fits perfectly, so we can see that our last option, our last answer is estuve.